Welcome to Go Play Esports Podcast with Christopher Turner, Go Play founder and CEO, esports coach at the Southern University Lab, and gamer. Discussions on the emergence of esports at the K-12, collegiate, and professional level. Let's go! Let's go play.
What's going on? It's your host once again, Christopher Turner. Welcome to Go Play Esports Podcast. Today's guest oversees projects in gaming, esports, entertainment industry, as well as film, music, and television. He focuses on business development, entertainment, esports events, and experiences in gaming information technology and marketing. He identifies marketing strategies, business growth plans, market presentation, business opportunities in rapid industry. He's the director and corporate partnerships for Shotcall. He also advisor for RIISE Ventures, Paper Crowns, and Alexis Replay. Without any further ado, let me introduce my guest today, Shark. Welcome to the show, Shark.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, man. It's just a pleasure to have you on the show, man. Before we go into any in-depth questions, tell the listening audience a little bit more about yourself that I didn't cover in the introduction.
Yeah, no problem. So my background is I used to come from the pro side, moved over to the team side doing business development and management for a lot of the pro teams, especially within the league scene, and then moved over to multiple scenes. And so it's been quite a long journey, and now I'm the director of corporate partnerships for Shotcall, and I happen to advise the venture group RIISE Ventures, happen to advise RIISE Replay, which is the LAN center and events based out in Atlanta, and I happen to advise Paper Crowns, which is a award-winning creative and digital media agency out of New York.
That's awesome, man. So, we cover all things esports on the podcast, and I was excited to have you on because I don't think, interview-wise, we've had somebody on your side of things. Could you explain to the audience what goes into prepping a professional team, staying on the beginning side of what you started in your career?
I mean, to kind of give a basic overview, right, some of the teams, are pre-made. Some of the guys that come together and play in these leagues, will come and will help give them the resources and tools and salaries to support them. Other times, it's us going into the leagues, fresh off the bat, and we're saying, hey, we have to build a team from the ground up to really make an impact, right, in this league or in this event and so forth. And so my role at the time was scouting out the talent, looking at the players, seeing how they mesh together like a true traditional sports team. Mind you, I have no traditional sports experience besides my, years of either playing pickup games or, doing high school level lacrosse, right, near college level. So, for me, it was a really, really, really deep learning experience of how to truly build an athlete. And it took me many years of how to build what I would call an athlete support system and structure, and also team infrastructure from start to finish.
That's awesome, man. So, I'm a teacher as well. I'm an educator, and I've introduced the esports program at the school that I'm teaching at. For the teenage listeners, can you give them a kind of scope of the whole ecosystem and where they can fit in? You mentioned that you weren't an athlete per se as far as besides lacrosse and pickup games. Tell them how they can fit in within the ecosystem and still have a love for games and be able to be around the whole esports arena without actually being that one percentile player that actually makes it.
Most people, when they look at the esports industry, all they see is the 1%. They see the guys getting paid millions and millions, but they don't realize that all the staff that are running it, all the people that are running it behind this traditional gaming, right? Because esports, again, is a subsection of gaming. And what happens is, for me, I grew up without all the craziness of esports. I grew up just simply playing video games. And that turned my passion and love for that turned into a career, which, I'm blessed to this day that it did. And you can always fit in, right? At a middle school level, at an elementary, at a high school level, there's always opportunities to go and network, go and play, go make friends, do these things and get involved, right? Just stay involved, right? Be active in your community and be willing to participate in those things. Be willing to join in online, go learn, go do something, because then that's how you get involved in this community. Go make friends in this community. And for my high schoolers and collegiate people, LinkedIn and Twitter are your industry favorite things.
There you go. Yeah. Go ahead.
If I had learned that years ago, man, I would be maybe 10 times better than where I am now.
That's amazing, man. And what I've saw being in the industry now, especially on the high school and collegiate scene, it's a big industry, but it's small. It's small within like leadership and community as far as knowing each other. Can you expand upon that and how important it is to build relationships within the space and like continuing those great relationships that lead to other relationships and open doors?
Yes, I mean I'd say like this community, not everyone knows each other per se. There's still a lot of people that are jumping in the space. There's so many people active and involved in the space, behind the scenes and in front. But there's a lot of people that you can outreach to and connect with, right? And networking is key. It's who you know that gets you there. And so we, as a community, a lot of us have grown up with each other. A lot of the players have grown up with each other. A lot of the staff have grown up with each other. A lot of people have known each other for years. Some of my best friends have come out of the scene that are like 5-10 years. I live with some of my coworkers from this industry, right? So they're all around me all the time. Or I go to events with them nonstop. I'm there with them all the time, right? This is an ecosystem that once you're in or figure out your way in, or even if you kind of do, right, you'll meet some of the most amazing people in this space, some of the most very inclusive people in this space that are willing to work and help with you and grow and build with you.
That's awesome. So, let's moving forward. As far as, could you tell the listening audience what is Shotcall exactly?
Yeah, so Shotcall is a marketplace and platform that allows fans to engage with their favorite icons and pros by playing video games with them.
And if I'm a fan, what's the process in actually creating that account and actually picking who I would want to play with at like what times? Can you tell us a little bit about the format?
Yeah. So we allow influencers to make an account and set up their offerings of times, or say, hey, I'm playing Fortnite with these amount of fans at this time. And so what happens is on the fan side, fans will go make an account, log in, check out the marketplace, see, hey, X creator, we'll use Ninja for an example. Ninja's playing Fortnite at 10 o'clock on Friday at my time. I'm going to go and try to sign up for that session. And then once they do or once they get in, they can go and link up with Ninja and say, hey, here's my info, let's play.
That's awesome, man. That's an awesome bridge between within like the esports and gaming community where, if you're a fan of someone of high caliber, you can actually meet up with them and get some playing time. I think in the gaming community, that's like maybe, like a bucket list item to do so. So I think that was like real innovative. On the corporate partnership side, I tell people all the time, if I wasn't an educator or, day-to-day, I'm still a creative. I'm a visual artist and a graphic designer, and I create content as well. I would have been in the marketing space. Can you walk us through, like, day-to-day activities for you in that role?
Yeah, for me, my job is, I'm called corporate partnerships. Like, my focus is agency and brand relations for our platform. That being said, I wear any hat. I am the guy picking up the phone. I'm the guy, emailing everybody from our admin account. Like, when you work, originally, like, I came in as an advisor and moved to this role. And when you work in a startup, you may have a title, you may have your main role, but everyone on the team is on the sales team. Everyone on the team is working together. Everyone on the team is putting hours in. But to break down my role a bit more, I work with the brands and agencies in helping them understand our platform, engaging, and how their creators can activate or make money and so forth on the platform.
And that's amazing. So I know you're in a top tier market like Atlanta. For somebody that's like me, I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which is like a B or C market. What would you, somebody that's inspiring to get into the space, what would you tell them as far as, like, we talked about communication and all that, but, would your advice be just get into it and just go? Like, what would be those steps to get involved in the industry?
I'd say start learning and listening, right? And start reaching out. If people start seeing on LinkedIn what's going on, what are the questions that are being asked, what's the things that are moving in the space, what do you like and what matters to you? Go in that network. Stay attached to that network and slowly build your way in. People will recognize you once they start seeing, okay, this person wants to be engaged or involved or active. Or if there's opportunities to volunteer or intern, take those opportunities. I give up my time for free to go and help out projects because I know either they'll have value for me later down the road. It might be something cool. It's going to matter, right? Even Adam Apicella, who ran MLG's all their events, and he says, and I quote, "There's volunteer opportunities everywhere, especially for live major events. Take them if you can. If you don't have anything to do, take those." Because what happens is, and I'm shorting his quote, but basically, you get in front of those people and it matters, right? People will remember you for doing those things and doing a good job at those things.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned LAN events. Like, what LAN events have you started and been a part of within your career that, some memories or some aspects that you picked up along the way that can help someone else?
My favorite LAN event I've been to is PAX East, which is a big industry networking conference out of Boston. My favorite LAN event I've helped thrown have been events out of Access Replay. We've thrown a couple, and we threw innovations with Face Clan and American Cancer Society. We threw our New Year's LAN when we launched the actual place after so long. There's been a couple events out of that space that I really, really love and enjoy.
So, I know you've been around the industry for a while. Like, tell us, like, what games are you playing right now? Do you have time to still play? Yeah,
I make time to still play. You can't overwork yourself, but, it gets harder as you're putting in more work hours and me balancing a couple schedules. But lately I've been playing Spellbreak, which is a battle royale in closed beta on Epic. I've been playing a bit of solo player games, so Dragon Class. And then I'm recently again picking up the sticks on Fortnite and a couple other things. It's like, so I get a little bit of time and I just get to grind out with my friends or coworkers.
Yeah, that's cool, man, that you still make time for you to actually be a part of the community and play. So what do you play on? You a console guy or you PC guy? Or what's your setup?
I play mainly on a PC. Sometimes I'll play on my console. I'll play on my PlayStation or Switch.
Got it, man. That's amazing, man. And, to go back, you mentioned Access Replay. Tell us a little bit about that. And I'd like to hear about Paper Crowns and RIISE Ventures as well.
Yeah, so to give you the background, we'll start off with RIISE. So RIISE is a venture group out of Atlanta that focuses on sports and technology and experiential mainly. Their thesis is reimagining innovation in sports and entertainment. So they are a group leveraging sports venues and esports venues to create experiences, content, create that emotional currency that people tap into, right? So they're a group that's strategically positioning themselves. And so M. Cole Jones